Delighted again. Hi, John. How are you? Very nice.
They got a direct voice, right? Or the literacy act, right?
Right. So John is actually coming to talk to our political affairs seminar in a couple of weeks.
Oh,
We're looking forward to having you, John.
Really?
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi,
Hi, Cynthia. How are you?
I thought you had
I know. Look
how you hang the table? How you hang the table?
So how are you doing?
Yeah, how you know the ping pong the table?
Yeah, well, reserve side. Oh,
加油啊！
寫低一寫。
啊！加油台。咁嘅俾咩你㗎？
咁你講下。加12號台得啦。
Oh yeah, there's a blade in there.
We're just trying to figure out if this is the real thing.
Is there a blade in it? Hey!
No. Yes. What's happening? This guy one end of the world, you one the other?
Hang on.
Yeah, they are.
Right,
So then what we
It's been
do
crazy,
is we
too.
put this on one chair and hopefully
Seven and a Coke.
there. Yeah.
I guess so.
Oh my
You need there, right? What type of painting do you do? Oh, the what in line? Modern, classic.
Actually, it's a big mix. Whatever interests me.
That's good.
Drives my wife crazy. That's what I do.
Everybody's got his own like.
Sometimes we do something else. Maybe a lot of something that 有好似我咪嗰啲啦，一抽中抽到差唔多，抽獎下。 my name is Michael Yim. And right next to me, this lovely young lady is Michelle Chiu. Michelle.
各位嘉賓、各位朋友，歡迎大家來臨參加安省保守黨士嘉堡紅河區省議員補選候選人 Cynthia Lai 封賴桂霞女士嘅籌款晚宴嘅。咁啊，今晚咧非常之開心咧，可以同我嘅 partner 呢位咁有型嘅 Michael Yim 咧，為大家咧係主持今晚嘅晚會嘅。咁啊，大家睇係咪非常之有型啊
See my blue highlight?
Yeah 我都知道啦，頭先 Michael 都講過啦。咁啊，今晚咧我哋嘅籌款嘅目的咧，就係為咗 support 咧我哋嘅好朋友啊 Cynthia Lai 咧，就11月24號啊就會參選安省保守黨士嘉堡紅河區嘅省議員嘅。咁啊 Michael 啊，咁我知道咧在座咧好多嘅朋友咧都知道咧 Cynthia 咧就係喺地產界咧係一位非常之成功嘅人士啦。咁而家咧亦都係國際地產集團嘅總裁。咁曾經咧亦都係多倫多地產局嘅總裁啊。咁所以咧喺各方面咧，其實佢對社會都有好多嘅貢獻嘅。咁我哋希望咧，我哋在座咁多位，咁亦都唔單止係你哋，亦都翻去咧介紹你哋嘅朋友啊。希望大家喺11月24號咧會投佢一票，等到佢咧係有機會啊，為我哋嘅華人，特別係我哋華人嘅女性啊，係爭光嘅，係咪咧啊 ，Michael？
係啊 ，Yes, Cynthia. She's a very well-known realtor for the last 20, 23 years, something like that. Not only just a realtor, she's a lot more than just a realtor. 2003-2004, she was the president of the Toronto Real Estate Board, which was the largest board in North America. And right now, she is one of the directors in the RECO, which is the Real Estate Council of Ontario. So over the years, she has done a lot for the society, for the community, and now it's one big step she's going to take. And she's going to do a lot more to look after all of us. So tonight's event is to help her do that, and we wish to get a lot of support from you. And I'm sure Cynthia will do a lot of job. And later on, we're going to have more introduction about Cynthia for those of you who don't know her too well. And anyway, so I see this funny looking thing lying there. What's that, Michelle?
Yeah, Michael 我都知啦。咁我哋華人嘅傳統嘅習俗咧，就係每逢有喜慶嘅事咧，我哋咧都希望可以係有個舞獅表演啊，咁啊帶俾我哋一啲嘅 lucky， 同埋咧就係非常之好運，一切咧都順順利利。咁亦都係祝Cynthia Lai 咧11月24號咧係一切順利嘅。
Yes, as a Chinese tradition, the lion dance always takes off in a very wonderful event like tonight's. And the lion dance will bring prosperity, happiness, luck, and all kinds of support from up there. Anyway, so enjoy the tonight, and we are very lucky to have Sunny Tang, the martial arts, to give us a performance of lion dance.
首先咧，我哋有請鄧華詠春武術學院咧係為我哋舞獅嘅。咁首先係俾掌聲嚟先。
And also we have Mr. John Torrey to do the ceremony for pointing the eye. Mr. John Torrey.
咁我哋而家咧係非常之榮幸咧請到安省保守黨嘅黨魁 Mr. John Torrey 咧係為我哋點睛嘅。咁當然亦都有請我哋嘅主人家咧 Cynthia Lai。
Yes, this symbolizes the beginning of a new event. what a wonderful performance. Thank you.
係啊 Michael 啊，咁我哋知道咧，我哋今晚嘅晚會非常之榮幸咧，係請到咗安省保守黨嘅黨魁 Mr. John Tory 咧，係為我哋致辭嘅。
Yes, we have the great honor and pleasure tonight to have Mr. John Tory to come up here and say a few words. Mr. Tory.
Just sweeping up the lettuce here, ladies and gentlemen. Daiga Ho, I want to say how delighted I am to be here. I'm speaking a little bit early because I have another commitment I have to go to that came up before the by-election was called, but I very much wanted to be here to show my support for Cynthia Lai and to tell you how proud I am to have her as the candidate for the Progressive Conservative Party in the by-election taking place on November 24th. Cynthia Lai is a person who has many things going for her, as you all know. She is an accomplished professional woman. She has an outstanding track record in the real estate business, not just on her own, but rising to be the head of the industry in Toronto, as many of you know, because I met a good many of you on the way in who are involved with her in that industry. And I thank you very much for being here. She is a person who had her first home in this community, right here in this riding. Today she has the business she's involved with here in this riding. She is a person who's been involved in the community in many different ways. And I am just delighted that somebody that is young and accomplished and a fighter has come to run for this party, for this Progressive Conservative Party in this by-election. So Cynthia, my hat's off to you for having the courage to put your name on a ballot and to run and to put the energy and the time and the dedication into running. And I'm just so glad so many of your friends are here tonight to show their support for you. Congratulations. Now, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes people will ask you, some of you live in the riding, some of you don't, but you all probably have friends who live in the riding. And people will say, what is this by-election about? And why is it important to vote for Cynthia Lai? And let me try and answer that question very briefly. I think this by-election is about sending a message to Mr. McGuinty and to the Liberal Party to say that we've had enough of the taxes and the charges and the hydro bills and the property taxes and the increased assessments and so on. We've had enough. People are not able to cope with anymore. It's time to say stop. We can't pay anymore. We can't afford anymore. Please stop putting the taxes on. Now, if we send another Liberal down to Queen's Park to sit on the Liberal side, I don't think they're going to get a message that people are struggling to keep up, that people are working harder and harder every day and falling further and further behind. But I think if you send somebody down like Cynthia Lai, who speaks up for the things she believes in, who will be able to sit with us as part of the new Progressive Conservative Party and hold the Liberals to account for all of the tax increases they promised we wouldn't have, for all of the skyrocketing hydro bills that we're getting that they promised we wouldn't have, for the skyrocketing property taxes that they promised we wouldn't have, she can go down there and she can say it's enough. We can't take anymore. We're working hard trying to keep up. We need somebody to speak up for us at Queen's Park, and you know Cynthia Lai will do that. And so that's why it's important to send her down there. And the same is true of crime, ladies and gentlemen. People in this neighborhood, in this part of Toronto and many parts of Toronto, do not feel as safe in their neighborhoods and in their homes as they did 2 or 3 years ago before Mr. McGuinty came to office. And Cynthia Lai is going to come to Queen's Park and she is going to say once again, it's enough. It's time to do something about this. It's time to put the police officers on the street that Mr. McGuinty promised. And she's going to go down there and she's going to fight for the people who live in this area and fight to get better programs for kids and for families to help them to stay on the right side, help them to get more police officers, help them to get more help for these communities to build them up and make them stronger so crime isn't a problem. And if you send another Liberal member down to the legislature, I can assure you, my friends, what is going to happen is that person will end up sitting in the far back corner of the legislature. It'll be a good thing if Mr. McGuinty remembers his name a week after he's elected. He's just one more of a great big group down there who stand up and do what they're told and vote when they're told. Now, you all know Cynthia Lai well enough to know that she won't do what she's told no matter what. But what she will do is she will go down there and fight for the people that she's elected to represent. And so when it comes to things like taxes and crime and property taxes and so on, you know she's going to fight for the people who live in this area. You know she's going to stand up and be counted. And I would just ask you, beyond what you've done tonight, and I thank you very, very much for the fact that you have come out and to support her and to support the party, but there are two other things that you could do. One is to give of some of your time. And if you have some time any day of the week, any morning, noon, or night, we're not particular about that. You can come anytime you want. We need help from volunteers. We need people to go out with Cynthia, door to door. We need people to be at bus stops with her. If you're an early morning person like me, you could be at a bus stop bright and early meeting voters as they go to work. We need people to work in the office and make telephone calls. We need people to put up signs. All of the things that have to be done in election campaigns. And just think, if every person in this room just gave one day of their time, even if it was divided in half, so you came out twice for half a day, that would make a huge contribution to Cynthia's campaign. And so I urge you, I trust maybe there are some volunteer sheets here, I don't know, but please fill them out. We may even get to bring them around to the table, but if you could please think about filling them out, indicating what you're willing to do, and then we'll phone you and get you to come in and help Cynthia's campaign. And the second thing you could do, I'm actually going to get up to 3, I apologize, I told a small fib there. That's normally what Mr. McGinty does, but this is a small fib, and at least I'm admitting it. The second thing you can do is to talk to your friends. You probably have, if you think about it, a friend, somebody you work with, somebody you know who lives in this riding. And the best way you can promote Cynthia Lai and make sure that she's successful is to tell people about her. You know her, you support her, and if you tell people about her and what she can do to fight for the people of this riding on taxes and crime and health care, that's going to make a big difference to us. So if you think about the people you know that live in this riding, just pick up the phone and call them. Send them a letter, send them an email, anything, but tell them about Cynthia and how important it is that they help Cynthia. And the last thing you can do to help is something that would involve 2 hours of your time. I maybe even make it 1 hour. Tomorrow afternoon at, I think, 3:30? 3 o'clock? 3:30. We're opening now. I forgot to bring the brochure up here. I said, the nice thing about this microphone is I can get one. And it's got the address on the back, and it's at McCowan and... McCowan and where? Well, I know, but it's McCowan and where? Oh, McCowan and Invergordon. It's 4 Invergordon. The address is right in this blue brochure here. On the blue part, underneath Cynthia Lai campaign, it has the address of our office. We're having the official opening of the office tomorrow, just after 3 o'clock. And we'd like to have that place really full. Now, it doesn't take that many people to fill it up. I mean, if all of you came and stayed for an hour, we would have the place overflowing onto the street. And so when the press are there and everybody else, they'll see that they've got a great turnout for Cynthia and that she's got some momentum. So please think about coming tomorrow, 3 o'clock at 4 Invergordon at McCowan and Invergordon right here in the riding. So again, I want to say I am so delighted, I'm so proud, I'm so grateful to have Cynthia Lai as our candidate. It says a lot about the new Progressive Conservative Party that I have the privilege to lead, that we have someone of this track record, of this accomplishment to be our candidate. Please give her the support that she needs. Please give us the support we need so we can send a message to Mr. McGinty and say it's time to have something different at Queen's Park representing this riding, someone who's going to speak up for the people, who's going to say enough on taxes and crime and many other issues. Have a wonderful time tonight, and thank you very much again for your generosity in supporting Cynthia. Thank you.
Thank you, Tori. Thank you very much. Oh, I don't think I need to say anymore. It's very, very well said.
係啊，咁我哋再次咧係要多謝我哋安省保守黨嘅黨魁 Mr. John Tory。阿 Michael， 我覺得佢真係好親民㗎嗬。
Yes,
企喺下邊嗰度同大家嘅距離咧係非常之近嘅。咁我相信咧大家聽咗Mr. John Tory 嘅介紹咧，一陣 party 完咗翻屋企，即刻打電話俾啲朋友啦。
Yes.
介紹下我哋 Cynthia Lai。雖然咧大家都對 Cynthia Lai 咧係非常之熟悉，不過咧今晚咧作為佢係我哋嘅主人家啦，我哋。一定咧係要再次咧將佢嘅業績咧同大家係好莊重咁樣介紹俾大家，好唔好啊
？Sure。
咁啊，首先咧同大家講啦 ，Cynthia Lai 啦嚇，而家咧就現任咧係國際集團嘅總裁啊。咁其實咧佢自從1983年起咧已經咧係成功嘅地產專才啊。咁咧係管理好多間皇家地產啦，同埋係致富地產公司㗎。咁 Cynthia Lai 咧佢哋亦都係第一位亞洲嘅女性啊，係出任多倫多地產局嘅總裁喎，咁啊非常之了不起㗎。咁佢亦都係加拿大地產學院嘅院士啦，同埋係多倫多分會嘅前會長㗎噃。
Yes. Well, Cynthia Lai has been a successful real estate professional since 1983, like I mentioned earlier, and is currently the president of the VSAR group of companies, and she has managed branch offices for Royal LePage one time and Remax Golden Bay Realty. And Cynthia was the first Asian woman to serve as the president of the Toronto Real Estate Board, like I mentioned earlier too, and we're very proud of that because Toronto Real Estate Board, believe it or not, is the largest board in North America. And also after her service was done for that year, she moved on to become a director of the RECO, which is Real Estate Council of Ontario. And Michelle?
Yes. 咁啊頭先咧同大家介紹啦 Cynthia Lai 啦，咁佢頭先就係佢一啲事業上面嘅成績啊，咁當然佢對社會個貢獻咧亦都係非常之大嘅，包括咗咧佢就喺安省嘅心臟基金會咧係義務工作啦，亦都有出任安省地產基金會嘅主席啊，同埋咧喺人道居屋組織喺 Melbourne 地區嘅建築工程嘅籌款活動當中咧，咁佢係擔任咗籌款主席嘅，咁佢嘅努力咧亦都係受到大家嘅肯定嘅。咁佢所以咧曾經係獲得頒發愛丁堡公爵獎勵計劃嘅銀章，同埋係英女王登基50週年嘅銀禧嘅獎章喎。咁如果最近咧大家有出席上個禮拜六嘅紅楓傳奇嘅晚會咧，亦都知道咧佢係被華商網絡咧係選為2005年度啊唯一一位嘅女性嘅紅楓傳奇嘅人物。哇，係咪真係好了不起咧？
Wow. Other than getting families involved with nice homes in Toronto area, Cynthia has also done a lot for the community as well, like I said earlier too. And Cynthia's contribution for the community include volunteering for the Heart and Stroke Foundation, chairing fundraising for Habitat for Humanity built in the Melbourne area, and serving as chair of the Realtors Care Foundation. She has been recognized for her efforts with the Duke of Edinburgh, whoa, heavy-duty stuff, Silver Award, and the Queen's Golden Jubilee Medal. And last weekend on Saturday, actually, I had the pleasure of attending the Asian Network. Well, should I say the Asian Business Network Association, excuse me. She was properly recognized as the 2005 Chinese Canadian Achiever.
咁啊非常之開心啊！好啦，我哋真係要大力啲拍手掌啊，為我哋嘅 Cynthia Lai 係值得驕傲嘅。咁我哋希望咧，今次11月24號咧，佢真係可以係成功咁當選啦，為我哋嘅華人，特別係我哋華人嘅女性啊，可以係增光嘅。咁我知阿 Michael 你咧係Cynthia Lai 嘅好多年嘅好朋友啊，不如你嗱作為你自己嘅個人嘅感受，同我哋介紹下Cynthia 你係點樣識佢嘅咧，同埋你對佢有啲咩嘅了解咧？
Well, Michelle just asked me to talk about Cynthia. Well, which part should I skip, Cynthia?
嗱，你先話俾大家知你係幾時識得 Cynthia 嘅，係點樣識佢嘅咧？
I've known Cynthia for just about 3 years at a function similar to this, except without a political thing. And when I first met her, she came on to me very strongly, and she gave me impression she's more than just another pretty face and a pretty body. And I knew that she would be a lot better than just what she was at that time. And sure enough, within a year after I met her, she moved on to become the president, Madame President, for the Toronto board. And of course, she's done a lot, and I'm very, very happy to know that. And she's moving a big, big step forward, and not just for herself, but for all Chinese community in the area as well. So I hope that I can, or she can, we can all get her as best support as possible. And we want to make her the first Chinese lady in the house.
Yeah， 係啊 ，Michael 啊，咁其實好啦，
Yes, Cynthia, go, Cynthia, go.
咁我知道咧，除咗 Michael 頭先介紹啦，咁作為好多我嘅朋友咧，佢都識得Cynthia，都同我介紹話原來Cynthia咧真係一個好叻嘅女性嚟㗎。咁我知我睇過佢紅楓傳奇有啲介紹啦，咁佢自己都從事到好多唔同嘅行業。正所謂好似頭先 Michael 講㗎啦，咁我覺得Cynthia咧佢就真係美貌同智慧咧係並重啊，雖然唔係選美啊，咁佢咧亦都係一位非常之成功嘅女士啦。咁我喺度咧亦都要代佢講幾句説話，就係話佢話咧不在乎你所屬嘅政黨，不在乎你來自何方，只在乎為你送一把聲音到省議會，最在乎你嘅積極參與並支持，同埋11月24號咧請投神聖一票。咁首先我會投佢一票嘅。
Yes, so Cynthia, I will support you the best I can, and I'm sure most people in the audience here will do the same thing. She needs your support, and we need your support as well. So remember November 24th, go for Cynthia.
Yeah. 除咗我哋嘅介紹之外咧，咁當然咧，其實仲未夠㗎，我哋要再深入一啲咧了解Cynthia啦。所以我哋咧有一個錄影嘅片段咧，想大家咧係一齊欣賞下嘅。
Yes, show time. We have a couple of movie clips here to introduce Cynthia, so give you a further knowledge and about the Cynthia's background and whatnot. So can someone turn the lights up so we can all enjoy the video? Thanks.
Is witty and chatty, focused, persistent, and versatile. She is a dreamer, a believer, and an achiever, a leader, a motivator, and a philosopher.
Work hard, capture all opportunities, never quit, and make a difference.
Cynthia came to Canada over 30 years ago. She worked part-time as a bank teller while attending night school. She was accepted into the Toronto Institute of Medical Technology, earned a diploma in biochemistry, subsequently employed by Toronto General Hospital. Working as a lab technician didn't offer enough challenge for Cynthia, so she pursued other interests. After completing studies in travel counseling and French, Cynthia became a tour guide and later a flight attendant, a position that gave her the opportunity to travel the world and meet many people.
There's no such thing as luck. My definition of luck is when opportunity hits hard work.
In 1983, Cynthia was the tour guide for a delegation from Hong Kong. Just before they parted, one delegate who was interested in investing in Canada asked Cynthia for a referral to a realtor. "Come back in a year and I'll be your agent," said Cynthia. It has been 20 years and she has never looked back.
One of the secrets of success is to be like a swan. That is, to stay cool and calm about, but pedal like hell underneath.
Cynthia Lai was the first Chinese female president of the Toronto Real Estate Board, one of the only 5 female presidents in the board's history. Cynthia has come a long way. Just as she puts it, "I have to work 4 times as hard, twice as hard being minority, and twice as hard being a woman." Cynthia dedicated lots of her time involved in community work. She has also been the co-chair for Spirit of Life, Youth Hub, Shelter Ball 04, chaired the Realtors Care Foundation, fundraised for Habitat for Humanity, and Daisy of Hope Fashion Show for Women's Shelter. Charity singer for Sing for Your Heart Gala, participated in Walkathon for the United Way, and she is the past president of the advisory board for the Chinese Real Estate Society of Ontario. Recipient of Duke of Edinburgh Silver Award, Queen's Golden Jubilee Medal, Catalyst Award, and Real Estate Award, and the list goes on.
To make a perfect world, let's enjoy our similarities and celebrate our differences.
For her ongoing, tireless contribution to society and positive attitude for her profession, Cynthia Lai is well entitled to be awarded the Chinese Canadian Legend 2005.
Here. Thank you, Blair, for the very kind introduction, and thank you for our Writing Association, our volunteers, and everyone behind the scene who has made this night to be memorable for me, my family. Tonight we come together as a party and as a community to send a message to Dr. McGuinty and the Liberals that breaking your promises is not good enough. That raising your taxes is not good enough. That driving our province into deeper debt and mortgaging our children's future is not good enough. It has to change, and it will change.
She is not a career politician. She is a person who's come from the business world, who's come from community service, to come here and say, I want to go to the legislature and make a difference on behalf of the people of Scarborough and Rouge River. She's not a career politician. This is her first foray as a nominated candidate into the political world, and I think that we've done very well. Indeed, I'm proud of her. I'm proud of being associated with you. I look forward to the effort that we're going to make in the coming weeks, whenever that day may come. And I look forward to being here with you on election night to celebrate the election of Cynthia Lai as a member of the provincial parliament.
She's very committed, she's very driven, she's family oriented, and I think she'd be a wonderful representative for this riding, holding government accountable for promises and seeing things forward from that perspective.
I'm going to go to as many doorsteps as possible and talk to as many voters as possible on every street corner and in every coffee shop.
There is no question in my mind at this time that the provincial government needs change and it needs an honest and a government with integrity. I believe Cynthia will be the person that will take the torch and lead the community into the right direction, because I think the time is right now. Cynthia Lai will be an asset. Cynthia Lai will succeed in what she does and in all her endeavors, because she stands up for the truth. She stands up for this nation, and I believe she's the right choice.
教育咧，我哋啲公民係要出嚟參與同選舉。嗱，你選邊個，任何政黨都唔緊要，因為點解咧？我唔係一定要你選我，但係呢個係一個民主，唔係必要嘅。民主嘅社會嘅政制咧，就一定要你出嚟選。你咧，如果你唔選咧，你嗰把聲音你就棄權，係咪啊？咁變咗，如果你選嘅話咧，咁你選咗出嚟嗰個人咧 ，suppose 係同你講説話，同你帶你嘅聲音去政府，所以咧一定要出嚟選。
Fellow conservative, like she's not only a friend and fellow conservative. I've known her for quite a while. She has supported me in the past. I am currently a federal candidate for Markham Unionville. 我係文錦市現村嘅嗰個國會議員候選人，係咪先？以前支持我慢慢，我係身為保守黨，梗係一定要去盡量支持佢。就我係佢係第一個代表我哋保守黨參選嘅。Try my best to help her, and I've run here before in Scarborough, so I know riding pretty well.
I want to do my part to build a province where our future is limited only by our imagination and our willingness to work hard.
I feel that Cynthia has something for everyone, is not just committed to the Chinese population, but all cultures within.
We don't have anybody who's from the Asian community in any way, and it's about time we started. And so how could you start with anything better than a bright, dynamic person like this?
Wow. This is our chance to say to the Premier that you made us promises and you broke them. It has to change, and it will change.
Michael 啊，咁啊頭先咧第一段嘅錄影嘅片段咧，雄風傳奇我已經睇過啦。咁呢個新嘅片段咧，原來係特別咧為我哋今晚嘅晚會咧係趕製嘅，即係意圖帶俾大家一個嘅驚喜。我都第一次見，非常之精彩，係咪？
Yes, a very good presentation. Now you know a lot more about Cynthia. Like I said, she's more than just a pretty face and a pretty body.
Yeah.
So let's get Cynthia.
好啦，我哋俾啲掌聲，Cynthia Lai。
I say? Everybody is here looking at me. You know, when you are running a campaign with all the support the party has, they gave him about 20 pages of script. But you know, I think everybody's hungry. There goes the script. I just want to say a few words about, if I had known that I have simply running for office have so much warm introduction and warm support, perhaps I would have become a candidate years ago. But it takes courage to come out here, and I believe with all your support, I can make a difference. And I can encourage everybody go out there for this democratic society to exercise your right to vote. And I can tell everybody that living in Canada is the best country in the world. Thanks to all of you, old friends and new ones. I got quite a few new friends here who is going to help me and support our team tonight, and support my candidacy, and support our party. Especially, we're going to have a party after this, you know, so support our party tonight too. And as we give the voters of the Scarborough-Rouge River riding a better option. All of us here tonight, including our leader, Mr. John Tory, he actually, when I asked him to come to be my special guest at this event, he told me, Cynthia, this is really the night I cannot do it. I promised Barb, his wife, that this is the night I have to be at a personal event with her. And you know, she seldom asks. When he said that, I said, oh my God, you mean running for public office, you cannot have your personal life anymore? So, but I really respect him. Even though he has a family commitment, he still show up here and show his support. And in the meantime, I'd like to thank my family who's here to support me. My mother is in the audience. Mom, 我媽咪啊，賴黃冠大女士，佢係好支持我嘅。And my sister is here, Susanna, and her husband Frank. And my brother will be here because he has a pharmacy store. And of course, I don't want to miss my better half, who is the engine behind this powerhouse, my lovely CK, standing for Calvin Klein. It's easy to remember. CK is his name. And I really don't want to waste too much of your time here, or everybody's hungry. And I really need a lot of support and help from you. Not just lip service, I call it, I mean, for those of you who know me, I make no bones about making jokes and making fun a lot of time. This is part of life. And I really want you to come out here, as my leader, John Tory, said, to come out to my campaign office, to volunteer, spend half a day, one day, and to make me and send me to Queen's Park for a fresh voice, fresh idea, and for some fresh energy. So you're going to have fun tonight, and election is only 3 weeks away. The election date, the by-election date is November 24th. And whatever we need to do to beat the Liberals, we just want to send a message to Dalton McGuinty that he has to be accountable to all his promises that he made when he was elected in 2003. All his platform, he has more than 50 broken promises. And we wanted to show him, we wanted to have a referendum to tell him that what he's doing now is not good enough. He needs to act, he needs to keep Ontario being prosperous, he needs to reduce the taxes, and he needs to say what he needs to do what he say. And I always taught my son, I said, when I attended a kindergarten lesson with my son, one of the kids over there, he says, I hate you. And Mrs. Frost, who is the teacher of the kindergarten, she said, Sean, do you mean what you say? No. So please don't say what you don't mean. And ever since that, I've taught My son, you have very important that you show integrity. If you cannot do it, you rather be under promise and over deliver. So we have to keep our promises and let's do it with all your help. Let's do it. And I want to make a difference and I want to send your voice to Queen's Park. Thank you and have a good evening.
唔該晒 Cynthia 嘅，咁啊，我覺得咧 Cynthia 嘅諗法都係非常之啱㗎。咁其實出嚟參選咧，亦都係有個機會咧，係多啲嘅回贈社會啦，服務社會。咁我哋再次咧希望佢11月24號選舉成功，可以將我哋市民嘅一啲嘅心聲咧係帶到去省議會㗎噃。
All right, much has been said. Yeah, I'm not going to say anymore. I'm sure everyone is hungry now. I'm hungry myself anyway, so enjoy the dinner. More to come. And don't forget, November 24th is the day, and give Cynthia your best support possible. Let's enjoy the meal.
咁大家咧食嘢咧就唔好忘記咧，嗰度有 silent auction 啦。咁大概係9點半到咧就會係 close 嘅。
Yes, the silent auction far side of the wall. We're closing at 9:30, so please go by and have a look at those items we have on display. I'm sure some of you will find some lovely items you'd like to carry home. So, let's begin.
係啊 ，Michael， 你都要落去食啲嘢，因為我知道你一陣要有啲能量咧，要為我哋表演嘅。今晚我哋有歌舞嘅。